What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Mohawk Motors. My name is Jason. So today, I spent the first part of the day cleaning up the garage because it was getting cluttered and I didn't have anywhere to work. I've been waiting, for close to a month to do this, and the weather has not cooperated. I want to clean this engine, and I was hoping for a decent day outside so I could do it outside. That's not working out. I'm tired of waiting. So I'm going to do it here in the garage. And at the same time, I'm going to test out some products. A little while ago, a gentleman from a company called SuperClean reached out to me. They make all kinds of cleaning products, degreasers, sterilizers, things like that, and asked if I would be interested in trying some of them out. I said, absolutely. So he sent me a little, I'll call it a care package, a box full of supplies. And I want to show you what's in there. They sent me a hat, sent me a cool SuperClean shirt. And the first product I saw that I definitely want to try this one today is their SuperClean Foaming Tough Task Cleaner. They sent me their SuperClean All-Wheel Cleaner, General Purpose Cleaner and Degreaser, aerosol can of their Tough Task Cleaner and Degreaser. So I do like that most of what they sent me is in spray bottles. It's a little better for the environment, not to mention all their products are biodegradable. So I like that. And last but not least, some floor absorbent. Heaven knows I'll get use out of this stuff. I spill on the floor all the time. So this will definitely come in handy. If it works as good as I hope it does, this is probably going to become a regularly purchased item for me. But that's pretty much everything they sent. I think it's going to do the job. So I'm going to test it out today and try to get this engine nice and clean. This is the LM4 for the Camaro project. And I need to get it clean so I can take it apart and start putting my new parts onto it. Alright, well, before I get started, I need to get my cold weather, wet weather gear on. There we go. Perfect. Man, maybe a side effect, it'll clean my my cold and wet gear too. Okay, like I said, I'm going to be using the SuperClean Foaming Tough Task Cleaner and Degreaser, also biodegradable. The instructions say, cover the surface in the appropriate strength, allowing time to dissolve grease and grime. Do not allow to dry on the surface. Depending on how you're using it, wear gloves and or eye protection. Rinse thoroughly and dry as needed. Sounds pretty straightforward to me. So, I've got a koozie shoved into the throttle body here to try to keep some water out of there. Otherwise, it's all sealed up still. So, let's get this thing clean. Now, if you've been following the project, you know I'm not going to use this intake manifold, but it would still be nice to have it nice and clean, ready to go for the next project. The exhaust manifolds are going to make it a little bit hard to clean the block and head right in that space behind them, but I'll be able to do that when I pull the heads off if I want to get them cleaner. I really just want to try to get the bulk of the grease and grime, 20 years of grease and grime from oil leaks and other stuff off this thing. But this is the other side, and I mean, the other side was just as dirty. And it's filthy. I'd say those valve covers have been leaking for quite some time. Very dirty. This is an aluminum block engine. This is an aluminum oil pan. They should be kind of a, you know, gray aluminum color, not black. Back to squirt. Man, I'm still trying to get everything squirted, and I can already see the grease and grime and nastiness running off of this thing. Hopefully this could rinse with a pressure washer. This thing will be spick and span. Look like brand new. Got the soap while I get the pressure washer fired up. Wow, I can honestly say this is the cleanest engine I've ever had. And keep in mind, this engine came out of a 2004 GMC Envoy. As far as I could tell, it's the original engine. So I would say it was safe to assume that was about 16 years of grime and crud built up on this thing. And I mean, look at it. It's beautiful and aluminum and so nice. Wow, that stuff worked better than I expected it to. It worked really well. The hot water pressure wash does help a little bit. But I mean, I've never had an engine come out this clean using any other degreaser before, so man, it gets my vote. This is great. It's so clean. Watch this. Watch what happens if I open the garage door. Get some natural light in here. Shazam! Look at how nice and clean that is. Valve covers are actually aluminum. Oh man, my fingers are dirty. I put dirt on it. The valve covers actually look like aluminum again. All the way down the whole engine block. Nice, clean aluminum. Oh, I'm so excited about this. Just look at it. It's like metal art. Well, that is a very successful test, I would say. I'm gonna shut the door and get it hot in here and get all this floor dried up. All right, everybody. Next day, these are the cylinder heads I pulled out of the junkyard about a week or so ago. You can see they are pretty filthy. So, on these, I'm gonna try this out. This is the Tough Task Cleaner and Degreaser in an aerosol version. So I'm gonna give this a shot. Instructions are pretty much the same. Cover the surface, let it soak, rinse thoroughly. So I'm gonna try this out on these and see how it goes. Okay, all coated. I'm gonna let them soak for about 5 minutes and then rinse them off. All right, everybody. Well, I had to hurry up and get the heads back into the garage onto the wood stove. I want to get them dried as quickly as possible so I don't get any corrosion from the water. The The aerosol degreaser, I think, works just as good, if not better, than the squirt, hand squirt degreaser. Check it out. These heads are spotless too. I mean, here's what they look like. Dirty, clean. Dirty, clean. So, I mean, I think that's a massive improvement. I would wipe these off with some acetone and paint them. They're that clean. So I went ahead, I did the intake manifold too. It's all cleaned up now. And that looks really good. So yeah, I mean, this stuff works. It works really well in my opinion. I think even if you didn't have a pressure washer, just like a hose nozzle, or even a big basin sink with a brush, would be more than sufficient to get it rinsed off. You just need a good supply of water. All right, everybody, so I have an engine here in the garage. I was moving it from an engine stand to an engine caddy, and it dripped out a bunch of antifreeze on the floor. By some miracle, I haven't spilled anything in the past couple days except this. So I'm gonna try out the SuperClean oil absorbent, see how that works. I want to test the stuff for you, and I just haven't spilled anything else. So let's see if it soaks this stuff up. I like the jug. It's got little graters to help spread everything out nice and even. Okay, let's see if that soaks it up. All right, it's been about 5 minutes. It still looks really wet to me. Yeah, that's still straight wet. Does this stuff not absorb water? It says right on it. SuperClean floor absorbent. It says right here, absorbs oil, coolant, and other liquids. Let's add a little bit more. That was actually a lot of bit more. Let's see if that gets it all soaked up. Okay, it's been about 5 more minutes. Let's see if it's got it all soaked up now. Oh yeah, that's more like it. Just a little too sparing in my initial application, it seems. Yeah. There we go. Now, nice thing about this stuff too, biodegradable, so I don't have to feel bad about scooping it up and throwing it in my garage trash can. There we go. All right, everybody. Well, I think I'm going to call it for this video. Got everything clean now, and I'm pretty pumped about it. I got to tell you, I'm really impressed with these SuperClean degreasers. The foaming worked really, really well, and I like that it stayed in place on whatever I was cleaning. Even the vertical surfaces, it stayed on pretty well. The regular formula, I like this too. It doesn't stay in place well on vertical. So if you're cleaning something relatively flat, like maybe you're trying to get some grease off a floor or something like that, I think this is going to be your better bet. The aerosol degreaser also stays in place on vertical surfaces and works just as well, if not better, than the foaming degreaser. So all 3 of these, I mean, they work really, really well. Just based on your application, where you're using it, choose between, you know, the regular formula or the foaming styles. The floor dry, the absorbent, I like this stuff too. It works as good as any other absorbent I've used, kitty litter or stay dry or anything like that. So I like that stuff. I'll have to look and check out and see if they sell it in a larger quantity than this, because I don't think this jug would really At least for me, it wouldn't last that long. But as you've seen, I make big messes very often. So I would buy like a 50-pound bag of it, and that probably wouldn't last me all that long. But it does work really well. It does the job. I honestly would shop just for the degreasers. In fact, I'm going to put an order in to get more of this stuff because I have more engines that I need to clean. And I foresee having other things that need to be cleaned here in the future. So I'm definitely going to order myself more of the foaming cleaner because I'll be able to just use that on whatever I'm doing. I mean, I'd give these things a 9 out of 10. I think they're probably, if not the best, one of the best degreasers I've ever had. I would give it a 10 out of 10 if I didn't have trouble with the squirt nozzles. The one in the foaming, I mean, it takes a bit to get it to finally squirt. The one in the regular formula, it gave up on me altogether. It pumps, but it won't draw any out of the thing to squirt. And I tested the other one that they gave me, and it worked for the first couple minutes, and then it died too. So I don't know if this is their brand nozzles or if this is somebody else's nozzles that they sent along with it, but that's the only reason I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10, is those nozzles going bad is frustrating. I mean, this stuff isn't meant to be poured onto what you're doing. It's meant to be sprayed so you can cover a little more surface and distribute it evenly. So thanks so much to SuperClean for sending this stuff out to me to try out and test. And I look forward to getting some more of this foaming degreaser for sure. And maybe some more of the super absorbent if it comes in a larger quantity. And thank all of you for watching. I hope you found this helpful. If you get the chance, get out and try this stuff out for yourself. It really does cut through grease. And for me, using it to clean engines and engine parts, it did an outstanding job. And until the next video, take care. There we go. All right, now let's get back to what we're actually out here doing.